This camera recognizes me and I get a green light. But when I disguise myself, it thinks I'm a stranger and I get a red light, and it follows me and takes my picture. Then I press one button to teach it this new face, and when I come back, the light is green, and now it recognizes the disguise too. Before I show you how I built it, let's take a look and see what makes Husky Lens 2 different from an ordinary camera. An ordinary camera normally gives a microcontroller or a computer a stream of pixels, but something else has to process those pixels and determine what is in the picture. The Husky Lens 2 is different because the vision processing happens inside the sensor. It uses a Kendrite K230 processor with a 6-TOPS AI accelerator, and it comes with more than 20 vision models that are already installed. That means Arduino doesn't have to perform face recognition. The Husky Lens will detect the face, and it sends Arduino useful information, including Face ID, the center position, and the size of the detection box, while Arduino can use that information to operate lights, servos, motors, or any other hardware. It also has a 2.4-inch touchscreen, a replaceable 2-megapixel camera, which we'll swap out next time. It also has internal storage and support for an optional Wi-Fi module. For the more advanced projects, you can install custom trained models, but today I'm going to stick with the built-in function, face recognition. On the front is a replaceable camera module. On the back is a touchscreen. There are 2 fill lights here, and an RGB indicator. The camera also includes a microphone and a small speaker. This is button A, and it's used for functions like taking pictures, starting and stopping manual recording, and taking screenshots. The touchscreen is where you select recognition modes and change their settings. Along the bottom are the USB-C, and there's also a 4-pin gravity connector. The USB-C is used for power, firmware updates, and access to the camera's storage, stuff like that. The gravity connection is where you'd get your I2C or UART communication with boards like Arduino or ESP32. There's also a TF card slot here on the side, and on the inside is the slot for the optional Wi-Fi module, and that Wi-Fi module can be used for things like wireless video streaming. We'll look at that another day. It's not going to be required for the Arduino project that we're doing today. This camera includes over 20 built-in vision models, and those include models like face and emotion recognition, object recognition and tracking, hand and pose recognition, optical character recognition, QR codes, barcodes, line tracking, fall detection, and several others. I could spend an entire video on each one of these, so I'm not going to rush through them and show 20 shallow demonstrations. I'm just going to use face recognition on this project and save the other models for separate builds where we can actually build something useful. So for this first project, I wanted to do more than print face data in a serial monitor. So when a face enters the picture, the pan tilt servos keeps it near the center, and if the camera recognizes the face, the Arduino turns on the green LED. If the face has not been learned, the Arduino turns on the red LED and tells the camera to take up to 5 photographs. Now you can set the pictures up however you want. I currently have it taken up to 5 pictures separated by 2 seconds. But you can also just do 1 photo per visit, that way it doesn't fill the storage with hundreds of copies. And then after the person leaves, the system will rearm for the next visitor. There's also a push button that lets me teach the camera a new face. The controller for this version is the Arduino Uno R3. I'll use the Uno R4 Minima in the next video, but I wanted to show you that the Uno R3 worked with the face recognition and camera commands. The camera is connected to the Arduino over I2C, so the SDA and SCL pins of the camera are connected to the corresponding pins of the Arduino, and the grounds need common reference, so they're connected as well. Here's a look at the I2C wiring from the camera to Arduino, and here's a close-up of the connections on the bottom of the camera. The camera gets stable power through its USB-C connection on the expansion board rather than depending on the Arduino to supply everything. The pan and tilt servos use pins 2 and 3, the green and red LEDs use pins 6 and 7, and the learn button is connected to pin 8 and it uses Arduino's internal pull-up resistor. The servos use a separate power supply because we don't want to power large servos from the Arduino's 5-volt pin. Doing that can cause voltage dips, which will reset the Arduino or cause erratic movement with the servos. The servo supply ground, the Arduino ground, and the camera signal ground all need to be connected together, but you don't want the high servo current going through the Arduino. First I'll enter normally, and this version of my face has already been learned, so the camera reports a learned ID, and Arduino turns on the green LED. As I move, Arduino averages 3 face position readings and compares that position with the center of the image. It then adjusts the pan and tilt servos and waits for the camera image to catch up. When I stop inside the dead zone, the servo should stop hunting and hold their position. Now I'm going to leave long enough for the visitor session to reset, and then I'll come back wearing my disguise. The camera still detects the face, so the tracking continues, but it doesn't match the disguise to the learned face. It reports ID 0, so Arduino turns on the red LED, and then the camera will save up to 5 photographs. Remaining in view doesn't trigger another picture. I have to leave and then start a new visit before the photograph function can rearm. When I'm wearing my disguise and my face is centered, I can press the Learn button and the camera stores this as a new learned face. I'll leave again and then wait for the system to rearm and then return with the same disguise, and this time the camera returns a learned ID and the green LED turns on. The Arduino code didn't change, the information coming from the camera changed from unknown to learned. To adjust the servos in calibration mode, hold the button for 2 seconds, and now you can adjust the servos from the serial display. Lowercase WASD changes it by 2 degrees, and capital WASD changes the servo by 1 degree. You can see the servo move the camera slightly as I'm changing it by 2 degrees at a time. And from the serial display, you can see the tilt servo change by 2 degrees each time I press a lowercase w. Pressing W or S will change the position of the tilt servo. Pressing A or D will change the position of the pan servo. Once you're ready to exit the calibration mode, hold the button for 2 seconds. And now the camera's back to search mode. I thought this would be a nice addition for prototyping if you just needed to change your servo position a little bit without going back in and changing the code. The only downside to this is that the saved home position is only stored in RAM, so it's lost when the Arduino is powered off or reset, in which case the sketch will return to its default home values. My first impression of the Husky Lens 2 is that it makes somewhat advanced machine vision easily accessible. I like the fact that the recognition runs inside the sensor, and that frees up the Arduino to receive information that can be used in physical projects. I like that the touchscreen and built-in models make it easier to test ideas before writing much code, and the coordinate and ID data can be used to control robots, animatronics, interactive displays, and so on. The Arduino library seems to have some rough edges. For instance, I couldn't use video, I could only take pictures for whatever reason, but we'll find out more about that as we continue to build projects around this camera. Even with those limitations, the working recognition, the tracking, learning, and photography functions, that all gives us a strong starting point for a lot of great projects. In this video, I used an Arduino Uno R3, a Husky Lens 2, some 996 servos, 2 5mm LEDs, a breadboard button, a 1000 microfarad capacitor, a breadboard, and 2 220 ohm resistors. That's all I've got for today. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, consider subscribing to the email list. That is currently the easiest way for me to send the program files to you. Details are in the description, and I'll see you again with another video.